Warm greetings. At the premiere of the final season of The Boys, a night already filled with anticipation, bright lights, and a celebration of one of television's boldest and most talked about shows, a moment of genuine warmth managed to rise above the usual red carpet chatter. And that moment came from Jack Quaid, who openly and enthusiastically shared his experience working alongside Meghan Markle, widely admired as Duchess Meghan. And from the very first words he spoke, it was clear that this was not a routine compliment or rehearsed line, but something far more authentic and heartfelt. Because when someone like Jack Quaid, who has grown up around Hollywood and built his own respected career through talent and dedication, takes a moment to highlight just how much he enjoyed working with someone, it immediately signals that the experience left a meaningful impression. And his now widely quoted remark that he had a blast working with Duchess Meghan carried a simplicity that made it even more powerful. Because sometimes the most genuine praise comes in the most unfiltered form. And to fully appreciate the significance of his words, it is important to understand both who Jack Quaid is and the kind of professional environment he's used to. Because this is not someone easily dazzled or quick to exaggerate, but rather an actor known for his grounded personality, his thoughtful approach to his craft, and his ability to bring sincerity to every role he plays. Particularly through his portrayal of Huey Campbell in The Boys, where he embodies a relatable, emotionally driven character navigating a chaotic world. And that same sense of sincerity appears to have guided his remarks about Duchess Meghan, making them feel all the more credible and impactful. And when he described working with her as a blast, it painted a picture of an environment filled with ease, laughter, and mutual respect, something that is not always guaranteed in an industry known for its intensity and high expectations. And this is where Duchess Meghan's presence becomes especially significant, because what she brings to a project extends far beyond her on-screen performance, reaching into the very atmosphere of the set and influencing the experience of those around her in a way that leaves lasting impressions. And to truly understand why that is the case, it is essential to explore her journey as an actress, a journey that laid the foundation for the qualities that people like Jack Quaid continue to admire today. Because long before she became a global public figure, Duchess Meghan was deeply immersed in the world of acting, steadily building her career through determination, resilience, and a genuine love for storytelling. And while many recognize her most prominently for her role as Rachel Zane in Suits, her path to that role was anything but effortless, involving years of auditions, smaller roles, and the kind of persistence that defines those who are truly committed to their craft. And during those early years, she appeared in a variety of television shows and films, taking on roles that allowed her to hone her skills and develop a strong understanding of the industry. And what stood out even then was her professionalism and her ability to connect with both her characters and her colleagues, qualities that would later become defining aspects of her reputation. And when she eventually landed her role in Suits, it marked a turning point in her career, not only because it brought her widespread recognition, but also because it gave her the opportunity to showcase the full range of her abilities as an actress, portraying Rachel Zane as a character who was intelligent, driven, compassionate, and relatable. And her performance resonated with audiences in a way that felt authentic and engaging, contributing significantly to the show's success and earning her a loyal following. And beyond her on-screen work, she was also known for her strong work ethic, her collaborative spirit, and her ability to bring a sense of positivity to the set, traits that have been consistently echoed by those who worked with her during that time. And these experiences in the acting world played a crucial role in shaping the person she is today, because they required her to navigate challenges, build relationships, and maintain a sense of authenticity in an environment that can often be demanding and unpredictable. And it is precisely these qualities that seem to have carried over into her later endeavors, including her work alongside Jack Quaid. Because when he spoke about her, he was not just referring to a co-star, but to someone who brought a sense of warmth and professionalism that elevated the entire experience. And this is something that becomes even more remarkable when considering the many different roles Duchess Meghan has taken on throughout her life, transitioning from actress to humanitarian to producer and public figure with a level of grace and adaptability that is both impressive and inspiring. And yet, through all these transitions, she has maintained a consistent core of authenticity, kindness, and a genuine interest in the people around her, which is perhaps why her presence continues to leave such a strong impression in every space she enters. And in the context of a film or television set, this kind of presence can make a significant difference because it influences not only the mood, but also the quality of collaboration, encouraging open communication, mutual respect, and a shared sense of purpose, all of which contribute to a more positive and productive working environment. And Jack Quaid's remarks serve as a perfect example of how these qualities translate into real experiences, because his description of having a blast suggests that working with Duchess Meghan was not only professionally rewarding, but also personally enjoyable. And that combination is something that cannot be easily manufactured or replicated. It comes from genuine connection and a shared enthusiasm for the work being done. And it is also worth noting that his decision to highlight her in such a positive light speaks volumes about the impact she had on him, because in an industry where neutral responses are often the norm, choosing to express genuine appreciation is a deliberate act, one that reflects a deeper level of respect and admiration. And the casual nature of his language further reinforces this authenticity, because saying something was a blast is not about crafting the perfect statement, but about expressing a real feeling in a simple and relatable way. And for those who have followed Duchess Meghan's journey, this kind of feedback aligns perfectly with the broader pattern of how she is described by those who have worked with her, consistently highlighting her ability to create an environment that is both supportive and uplifting. And this ability is particularly valuable in creative industries, where the success of a project often depends on the strength of the relationships between those involved. And by fostering a sense of connection and positivity, Duchess Meghan contributes to a culture that allows creativity to thrive, and this, in turn, enhances the overall quality of the work being produced. And beyond the immediate context of her collaboration with Jack Quaid, her acting career continues to be an important part of her story, not only because it established her as a talented performer, but also because it provided her with the skills and experiences that she continues to draw upon in her current endeavors, including her work in production and storytelling, where her understanding of narrative, character, and audience engagement plays a crucial role. And this evolution from actress to multifaceted public figure is a testament to her versatility and her commitment to growth, demonstrating that her talents extend far beyond a single field, and that her ability to connect with people remains at the heart of everything she does. And as more voices like Jack Quaid's continue to emerge, they contribute to a richer and more nuanced understanding of who Duchess Meghan is, moving beyond simplified narratives to reveal a person defined by consistency, empathy, and a genuine desire to create positive experiences for those around her. And in a world where public figures are often judged based on limited perspectives, these first-hand accounts provide valuable insight into the reality of her character, highlighting the qualities that truly define her and the impact she has on those she works with. And ultimately, Jack Quaid's heartfelt reflection serves as more than just a passing comment. It becomes part of a larger narrative that continues to unfold through the voices of those who have experienced Duchess Meghan's presence firsthand. A narrative that emphasizes authenticity, kindness, and the quiet yet powerful influence of genuine human connection. And in those moments of connection, it becomes clear that her impact extends far beyond the roles she has played on screen. In the swirling constellation of Hollywood premieres and high-profile projects, it is often the quiet, unguarded moments of human connection that leave the most indelible mark. And such a moment recently unfolded on the red carpet for the final season premiere of The Boys, where actor Jack Quaid offered a refreshingly candid glimpse into a collaboration that, on the surface, might seem an unlikely pairing. When asked about his experience shooting his new movie with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Quaid's response was characteristically genuine, sharing that he had a blast working alongside her, a simple, colloquial phrase that, in its brevity, speaks volumes. To the casual observer, this might register as a standard piece of celebrity praise, the kind of polite exchange that populates red carpet interviews. But to look closer is to understand that this sentiment, captured in the accompanying image from Entertainment Tonight, cuts to the core of a narrative that often gets lost in the noise of tabloid headlines and cultural commentary. The image, with its bold ET branding and the text highlighting Quaid's quote, serves as a small but powerful artifact, a visual record of an authentic human interaction, a snapshot that freezes a moment of genuine appreciation in an industry often characterized by transactional pleasantries. Reaching into the everyday interactions that shape the experiences of those around her, one begins to see that this is perhaps the most compelling aspect of the Duchess's story, because it speaks to a legacy that is not defined solely by achievements, titles, or even the sprawling drama of institutional life, but by the lasting impressions she leaves on people. A legacy built in the trenches of collaboration, on a film set, in a studio, or during a quiet conversation, reflected in simple yet meaningful words like those shared by Jack Quaid. Words that capture the essence of an experience that was joyful, memorable, and deeply appreciated. In that sense, his remark that he had a blast working with Duchess Meghan becomes more than just a compliment. It becomes a reflection of the kind of person she is and the kind of environment she creates. One where, for a creative professional like Quaid, who is no stranger to high-pressure productions, the use of the word blast suggests an atmosphere of ease, creativity, and mutual respect. A workspace where hierarchy gave way to camaraderie, where the focus was on the art of storytelling rather than the weight of external expectations, speaking to a leadership style, or perhaps more accurately, a partnership style, rooted in warmth, collaboration, and a genuine sense of shared purpose. This moment resonates because it aligns with a consistent pattern of testimony from those who have worked alongside her, from her former Suits castmates who have spoken of her generosity and professionalism, to the chefs and authors she has supported through her charitable endeavors, revealing a common thread of a person who shows up, engages fully, and values the human being next to her as much as the project in front of her, serving as a vital corrective in an era where public figures are often reduced to two-dimensional caricatures, reminding us that character is not determined by the noise of social media or the spin of palace intrigue, but by the quiet, consistent way one treats others when the cameras are supposedly off. And so, as we consider this brief exchange captured in a moment of Hollywood ephemera, we arrive at a finishing thought that is both simple and profound. The legacy of a life well lived is not found in accolades or titles, but in the chorus of voices who, when asked about their time in your presence, respond not with rehearsed formality, but with an unhesitating, warm-hearted blast. That is a testament no public relations strategy can manufacture, a quiet truth that endures long after the red carpets are rolled up, the cameras stop rolling, and the headlines fade into yesterday's news. Ultimately, the story of Jack Quaid's experience is a small but significant chapter in a larger narrative of reinvention and resilience, suggesting that the most successful collaborations are those built on a foundation of authenticity. And as the Duchess continues to forge her own path, building a production company, launching a lifestyle brand, and crafting stories that center on connection and community, it is this very ability to create a sense of joy and belonging that will likely define her next chapter. What remains, when all is said and done, is the memory of how people made you feel. And in a world that often prizes perfection, it is the genuine joy of a shared creative experience that proves to be the most enduring success of all.